About a month ago on Reddit, in the Disney Park subreddit, a user by the name of Mighty Irish posted a thread called "Unhappy with the current state of Disney parks?" I'll put a link in the description. The gist is that Bob Chapek is up for re-election to the board of directors in March. We should vote against him to show solidarity, and with enough of a percentage, he might get ousted. Back in the day, I think it must have been a college present, I was gifted one share of Disney from oneshare.com. Do you remember that site? I don't think it exists anymore. Well, when COVID really hit, I actually bought a second share for myself. So technically speaking, I am a shareholder of the Disney company. If I'm reading NASDAQ's website correctly, there are almost 1.165 billion, with a B, shares. I tried to do the math on what percentage I own with my 2 shares, and my calculator laughed at me before exploding. I get it. I am but one grain of rice in a sea of billions. But I did want to voice my concerns. Bob Chapek is in it for the money. As a business person, I can't complain about that. You want profits, and you want your shareholders to get dividends of those so they'll be happy and continue to invest. But there's a way to do it without cutting everything. COVID was a great time for Disney on paper to hit reset on a few things and have an external force to blame. As a chronic Walt Disney World Parks visitor, the first thing I want to mention was adjustments to the annual pass holder benefits. They've been slimmed down by a lot. The big one that affected me, especially as a solo traveler, was that PhotoPass was removed as a bonus. They now charge an additional $99. For me, I'm just going to use my tripod and find the right angles and just take them myself with a timer. They also removed FastPass, the system to reserve a space in line without queuing, with a paid version called Genie Plus, and I'm sure as a Disney person you've heard that before. That's $15 a day. Families are paying $15 per person per day just for a perk that already existed and was removed. So the parks are getting nickeled and dimed. Great. Another decision that I'm mildly against is that they didn't give Turning Red a shot to be in theaters, and they cited a virus again. This kind of applies to Luca and Soul, but I think Turning Red was a turning point due to its very female-led staff and very Asian-North American cast. Side note, the movie takes place in Canada. They didn't do that to Encanto, they didn't do that to Spider-Man, and the following Buzz Lightyear movie is slated to be in theaters on June 17th. I feel bad for the director, Domi Shi. She won an Oscar for the adorable Pixar short Bao, and this is her full movie directorial debut. I just hope this movie continues her trajectory, no matter if it's on Disney Plus or if it ended up in the theaters. There are some other proposals that shareholders also need to vote for. One of the proposals is that Disney doesn't want to disclose where their lobbying money goes to. Again, as a big company, I get that Disney has interests that will benefit them further by throwing money to the right person. Is the right person Florida Senate member and sponsor of the Don't Say Gay bill, Republican Dennis Baxley of Ocala? Is it pronounced Ocala? I'm not from Florida. Anywho, he has actively backed anti-gay legislation for years, and those include laws that would block gay couples from adopting children. I'm voting that we should have a disclosure and find out where all the money goes, so I'm voting for this proposal. Honestly, for any of the proposals that in the paperworks the board said don't vote for, I am voting for, but both because I like the idea of transparency, and I like being a little chaotic neutral. If this isn't obvious, I am voting against Bob Chapek. I'm still convinced that since we have no photos to prove otherwise, I don't think Bob Chapek ever went to Disney as a kid, World or Land. As the old adage says, Pics or it didn't happen. Bob Chapek, all you have to do is show a picture of yourself as a child enjoying one of the 2 Disneys in the US, because I'm pretty sure if it was like the 70s or 80s, none of the ones outside of the US existed. You know, at this point, if you had a picture of you holding up something Disney related for Christmas, I'll give you some points. Not as many as if you were in the parks, but at least it makes you sound like, well, I had some investment in Disney when I was a child. I'm not sure what Bob Chapek's legacy is going to be amongst the other CEOs. Bob Iger will likely be known for picking up certain intellectual properties and putting them under the Disney umbrella. Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, Fox, and my personal favorite, The Muppets. Michael Eisner is remembered for his dreams of Disney expansion. So with California Adventure, Disneyland Paris, Disney Cruise Line, The Vacation Club, and he helped revitalize the movie side of Disney by doing what he liked calling like singles and doubles. Look it up. It's a lot of movies like involving Bette Midler. It's really early to speculate about what Chapek's legacy is, but right now it's about cost cutting and the bottom dollar. Again, I understand that Disney is a business and money talks, but I am also a shareholder with an itty bitty percentage, and I am a Disney dreamer, and I want something more like a happy medium. I do want to make money off of this 1 or 2 shares I have. Maybe I'll reinvest it and I'll have 3 shares. Whether that means we should oust Chapek or at least give him a wake-up call, something needs to happen. Thanks for listening, everyone.